And welcome back. We're following up on the electoral reforms in the country and, of course, the preparations by the IEBC in the run-up to the 2017 general election. Joining me now in studio to speak to us briefly on the same before we head into opinion court is IEBC CEO Ezra Chiloba. You're welcome to the program. Thank you for coming this evening. So will anything be significantly different in terms of the preparations you've made from the previous election?
Thank you very much for welcoming us here today. If you look at our operations plan, the roadmap that we launched today, I think what is slightly different is the fact that we're able to share with everyone what our priorities are from now going to 2017 general election. So the needs and requirements and the targets in terms of achievements are well known in advance, so that the Kenyan public can see these are the things we're supposed to do in terms of moving forward to have good elections in 2017. And the other aspect, of course, we are looking at addressing some of the challenges that we experienced in 2013. In fact, maybe what is different here is that 2013 served as a lesson. So then how can we make 2017 much better than 2013.
So you're saying, one, transparency, I suppose,
Yes.
by bringing out your plans.
Yes.
But secondly, what were the lessons?
One of the lessons we learned last time is that if you prepare for elections in the Kenyan context, one of the things you need to make sure is that your procurement of election materials and equipment must be done in good time. What we keep on saying is that the last time we acquired some of the electronic devices very late in the day, that by the time some of them were arriving, the training of poll officials had already been accomplished and they had been dispatched to the field. So that brought some of the challenges that we experienced then. One of the other things that we've learned is that technology is good, but technology must be sequenced in the context of what happens manually. So the fact that you must ensure that your manual system in terms of your the processes are clearly set out. Then you transfer that into technology. So there must be some way in which they speak to each other, and the way you deploy them, you must ensure that before you do that, there's adequate time for you to test them and retest them, and lastly, ensuring that stakeholders are involved in understanding what technology is going to be used and how it works.
Right, and you have scheduled in your plan a time for testing of the technology.
Right.
But while you say that the two must work together, I suppose, to what extent will you be relying on technology, given the fact that it failed you miserably in the last election?
Well, what we're saying is that we're not likely to change the type of technology that we deployed last time. There were, I'll say, three main technological investments. One was the biometric voter registration, which we're still going to use even in the coming voter registration exercise. The other one was voter identification devices, which now give, those are the ones that did not work very well last time, but what we're looking at now is redefining the specifications so that when we deploy them on election day, they are able to serve us within the expected performance limits. Then the other technology was on results transmission. I think that's where we saw quite a bit of frustrations when we were hitting, I think, 48%, and everything else stopped. So we've done an assessment to understand what really was the cause of that and how then can we improve in that. And as we speak now, we have a technical team already working in terms of fixing some of those shortcomings. And we hope that before the end of the year, we'll have a clarity on the type of system in terms of results transmission, and also bring on board staff who have capacity to be able to handle that going forward. And
so this technical team would be an in-house team, or are there items that have already included, outsiders working with the commission?
This is most of the things that we do, we are doing them internally, and where we need external sourcing, because there are certain things, for example, results transmission, you rely on the strength of mobile network, so you have to look outside and see how do they therefore affect the effectiveness and efficiency of your systems.
All right.
Yeah.
So we'll be speaking a little more to Ezra Chiloba in Opinion Court. He will be joined, I beg your pardon, alongside a governance expert. We're speaking to Ekuru Okota, who basically travels Africa, you know, studying elections and being an observer and part of observer missions. He'll be joining us on the panel alongside Edward Kisiangani. We're putting the hard questions to IEBC, including the many concerns that the opposition has raised in regard to their preparations for the 2017 general election. Stay with Citizen Live at 9. We're back with Opinion Court after this.